there guys, and welcome to another Factorio Reddit Weekly. I'm Xterminator, and thank you for joining me, and gosh dang it, I've done it again. I'm a day late. Again, I apologize. I know you guys very kindly said I don't need to apologize for this, but I still feel as if I do. I had another crazy Sunday, and then some unexpected stuff came up, and I'm doing this as soon as I have possibly been able to have the time. So bear with me. Again, I apologize for being late, but we are here finally, and let's look at the top post here for the last week. By far the most upvoted one, as well it should be. Factorio hit 50,000 Steam reviews. This was mentioned in the Friday Facts. Pretty massive achievement milestone, 98 of which are positive, and then pretty much most of the negative ones are just ironic and not even supposed to be negative. You know, just people. I mean, basically, as this person said, can't recommend this game. It got old after a couple minutes, 1,824 hours in game. Type of stuff like that. Kind of trolly, but yeah, so well deserved. I think it's just going to keep climbing. And I'm really surprised. Like I mentioned in the Friday Facts video, it got like 4,200 reviews in the last 30 days, which is way higher than it normally gets in a month. So something boosted it. I think maybe it was a Steam award someone mentioned, which was a good point. But that's really good. Tired of using lazy machines for your mining requirements? Oh. We don't really need to look. This is Clonin's mod that I spotlighted. So if you want to really see this, you can go check out my spotlight on it. It's pretty freaking cool. Mining drones. You can have a ton of them. It's really neat. Ah yes, enslaved slavery. Oh my god. Introduced a friend last Thursday, received this Sunday. I've not left the house since Thursday evening. I feel like I've achieved so little and yet so much. It is a Factorio way the factory grows. I love this. This is hilarious. This is the way. This is the way. Yeah. Mandalorian reference, man. Mandalorian's so good, man. Whew. Girl, come over. Boy, can't. The factory must go. Girl, my parents aren't home. Boy, did you not hear me? The factory must grow. Oh my god. Using Clonin's mining drone, I made Tiberian Sun harvesters. Oh. That's pretty cool. Man, I might that's actually really neat. I can see why this is so popular. Unit ready, unit reporting. Loud and clear. Gotta make all the harvesters. Want an easy way to tell at a glance what color science pack was bottlenecking. Is this overkill? Yellow. No. The overkill isn't even a word that should exist in the Factorio universe. No, all the letter light should be colored yellow too. Oh yeah, that would be nice, but it isn't nearly as legible. This is really cool. A science bottle that lights up in yellow. We had something like this in several of our multiplayer maps with like Colonel Will and stuff. As we had like a science bottle thing that like lit up the color of the science when it was out or something, or full based on how much. It's pretty cool. 3 +1 tiles high ribbon world supporting 150 science per minute, 30 kilometers long. What? Why would you do this? Like, this just seems kind of... Why in God's name would you do such a thing? I don't even know how you build like this, man. This is actually insanely impressive. Dude, come on. I would have given up after like 20 minutes. This is actually so impressive. Effing out of your goddamn mind, congrats. Yes. No thanks. I mean, that's insanely impressive. This person was able to do that, but I mean, that I couldn't. It's not for me. Today, you can actually extend the wait time for trains past 120 seconds. Today, I learned, just by typing it. Oh, yeah. So that's pretty neat. You can type it in, which is very cool. 900 plus hours is still learning. I'm over 900 hours myself, and just a few days ago, I learned you can use speakers to display items, and the learning curve on this game just keeps growing. It's not really a learning curve. It's just there's, like so much hidden stuff that isn't really documented that you can just keep learning. Even now, I'm still learning stuff after like 6,000 hours and 4 years of playing. There's still, like, a lot of it's stuff that I just forgot because I have really bad memory. But there is legitimately some new things I do learn every so often. I made a mod that only makes Factorio time move when you move, like the game Super Hot. I still need to play that game. I actually really want to play that game now. This is actually so crazy, can you imagine? I like this, but the opposite. I'd like this, but the opposite time moves it 10 times until you start to move. Then it goes back to 1. Wow. This is actually a really interesting way to play. Oh, that's so cool. You could, like, aim... Yeah, because you, like, it goes slow-mo, and then when you move, you can, like, kind of move where it goes. Dude, that's awesome. I was going through my screenshots on Steam and found this Tiananmen Square reenactment. I know what it is, but I can't pronounce it. Reenactment my friend and I did. Oh my gosh. A lot of comments to this post because it's getting very political. Yeah, I figured this would be. Man. 36 hours of my first playthrough. Can't wait to start over. This looks like a first play. I mean, that's actually pretty organized now that I look at it. 36 hours is a real good first playthrough. Took me, I think, 40 hours or 41 hours to create my first rocket defense when I started playing, and rocket defense was way easier than the rocket. So this is impressive. I have more than 60 hours and still built Siley at 200 hours here, and I still haven't built rookie numbers. I'm 800, 2,000 hours playing over and over again. Oh my god. Feel better. I've never built a silo. You get to a more advanced while processing logistics box, and something comes up and I wind up starting over. Pretty much how it goes. After 400 hours of playing, I finally started using logistics robots. What can I say? Old school was already good enough for me, I guess. But logistics bots are so good. When you get a swarm of them delivering you circuits, gears, whatever, it's magical, or when you can drop a blueprint and quadruple blue circuit production in seconds. Just having practically infinite inventory is the real joy. Yeah, and I just love being able to have... Wait, they said logistic. I mean, if they've been using construction, they would have already been able to do the blueprint thing, but either way. Introducing my friend to Factorio, asked him to craft and bring over flamethrower turrets. He comes back with these. Bless him. Oh my god, this is glorious. Handheld turrets are the best turrets. Well, he's a little confused, but he got the spirit. Yeah. So you have no choice. Get him to automate flamethrower ammo, invite all your friends, and make the server public. First I thought this was a pipe through wall mod. Oh my god. This is hilarious. Artillery, I just read this earlier today. Artillery turrets are underwhelming, aren't they? So this is a long post-ish, but basically, the gist of it is that they're saying artillery turrets are underpowered compared to artillery wagons, basically because they are fixed on the ground, hence feel more stable. Well, okay, we'll start off. I was surprised to find out that the artillery turrets have the exact same range as artillery wagons, whereas I expect them to fire well further away. So they're saying they expect them to fire further because they're fixed on the ground, hence the feel of more stable, actuated by concrete in the recipe. They look more massive than artillery wagons. Artillery wagons have the advantage of mobility compared to them, somehow I expected a better range from the turrets for balancing. Artillery turret looks fantastic, but is disappointing. And then I told myself, well, okay, let's use them anyway, but then I realized artillery turrets are actually worse than artillery wagons. Logistics are more complicated. You know, artillery shells have a stack size of 1, which means a cargo wagon carries 40 shells, whereas an artillery wagon carries 100. So if you were to like use trains and wagons to transport the shells, it'd be less than if you just used artillery wagons to begin with. Inserters only pull in 5 because artillery turrets usually span a large area. I don't use robots for providing artillery shells. That's true. Nor belts. I use trains, but then artillery wagons are better. Yeah, basically back to this point. Artillery wagon looks fantastic because it is. Indeed. And then I noticed that I rarely saw artillery turrets in community designs or streams videos, but more often saw the Big Bertha equivalents. It's all linked to different things. Yeah. So I think the artillery turrets could benefit from a boost in comparison to artillery wagons. That is either nerf. That is either nerf artillery wagons or improve artillery turrets in some way. Suggestion is decrease artillery wagons range or increase the turret range, increase stack size of shells, or increase the area or stack size of shells that cargo wagons can carry, or increase the area of effect of artillery turrets. I agree. Yeah, it's basically fundamentally only thing to add. You can produce shells on site. That's true. Yeah, I do think artillery turrets are underwhelming. I've personally never used artillery turrets aside from just playing with them when they first came out. I think artillery wagons are much better. I don't even use artillery wagons that much. I just go nuke everything. But that's not to say artillery isn't good. It's really good. Yeah, I would say artillery wagons definitely better. Which is unfortunate. Hope maybe they fix that. First time playing Factorio, what do you guys think? Looks pretty dang good to me, man. Except for the copper cable on the belt. Use alt mode in your screenshot in your first playthrough. The game 10 out of 10, you'll do just fine. Also a daytime screenshot. Looking pretty good. Day 2, I'm losing my humanity. Is there did they just wall these power poles in without turrets? That's hilarious. I actually love that. That's actually really cool. Humanity is irrelevant. Only the factory matters. The factory must grow. Generally, the best way I found to avoid spaghetti is to just make everything way larger than initially needed, so you have space later. You can keep things organized. The factory must grow and this pasta must flow. Oh yeah. I finally launched a rocket on Industrial Age. I think they mean Industrial Revolution mod. I preserved all the intermediate factories. It took 5 generations. Good God. Does it say copper? Final 8. What? I can't even read this. I'm really bad at reading though, so. Close-ups. This mod gives me a headache. This is impressive, though. Your power grid is so grid-like. It is. It's very impressive. They almost had to have done this by hand, I think. I like how they did mark on it, though. On the, drew it out. There is use for decommissioned furnaces. Oh yeah, people are telling me to do this in my Death World playthrough. This is very true. They're not bad for makeshift walls. Neither are pipes, by the way. I actually prefer to use pipes, personally. Today I learned you can show recipe icons on the map. See, I didn't even know that. I mean, in the debug menus, I probably, glanced over it and, not actually, comprehended that that was a thing. Yeah, you can press F4 to open and close debug options. You can then press F5 to toggle debug view, which will display whatever information specified in the debug menu, F4. So, this is really cool. It gets really messy. But for a quick glance and stuff, or if you just don't mind it, I think that's actually really, really cool. There's so many good debug options that I feel like they should almost be actual game options, in the game settings you can turn on and off. Although they're probably not optimized well at all. I love spaghetti. My first base so far. I can see why people get so addicted to this game. I like this. I don't know if this actually works. Spiders come through here, maybe. I do like their wall. I need this wall in my playthrough. I like it. Fight of Facts, of course. Exactly 500 upvotes. Beautiful start with my new base. Oh, man. That is nice, man. That's a really good start. Dang. Dude, smelting and circuits is big, already 4 lanes of circuits, and it's actually 4 lanes, not a fake 4 lane. This is, I love this. This is really impressive. This is my kind of base. Doesn't cost extra to use the hotbar, right? I'm not used to the new 17 hotbar. This is me. So many people watching my stream tell me to use the hotbar. I'm not used to it. I literally just don't even remember it's there. And I just have a really weird play style, but yes. I'm just like not like after playing for like 40 years before 017 without it, it's just hard for me to like get used to it, right? Robust low tech sushi belt, sustainable for feeding them all. Interesting. Seems far more complicated and high tech to me than just wiring all the belts together into one big pseudo chest. That's possible too. I mean, to me, this is more complicated than just running each belt in by themselves. But that's just me. Well, actually, maybe not. Doesn't use surrogates, it's just priority splitters and stuff, so maybe it's not. This is actually pretty nice. This is like more on my acceptable end for sushi belts. And that's just my opinion. I don't like sushi belts. I'm not necessarily saying they're just bad always. I personally don't like them. But this is like more on the acceptable spectrum for my personal tastes. Thank you. Well, you're welcome. Oh, it wasn't thanking me. I'm joking. Okay, I'd like to thank this entire community. Constant help, tips, and tricks, ideas, blueprints. It goes on. Never have I been a part of such a helpful, non-toxic community for a game. I picked up Ghost Recon Breakpoint and the new COD in the last few months and have been so underwhelmed by my purchases. Dip back in Factorio and all of a sudden I have ideas, plans, and video games are fun again. I gladly pay for this game again and again. The attention to detail and constant updates, the way the devs communicate, implement changes at the top of the video game industry in my opinion. Keep being awesome, Factorio, and Factorio team, the factory grows. You'd think we were all Canadian. I love there isn't a real competitive scene for this game. There's certainly people who like to do things like stuff as much science as they can to a single chunk, and there's certainly speedrunning, but for the most part, it's just about figuring out how to build all those Legos together to make working bases satisfies the goals you set for yourself. In all those scenarios, it's still us versus it. I love that's like such a great description. It's us versus the factory. You can sit in a cargo wagon. You can sit in a fluid wagon as well, which I've always found hilarious. That can't be too comfortable. Nothing like taking a bath in a fluid wagon filled with delicious sulfuric acid. For end-to-end base travel, I always ride in the back of my sulfuric wagon. Nothing like a long acid trip to break the monotony. That's how you ride in a fluid wagon. Oh my god, this is like what I imagine it'd be like, hopping in a fluid wagon. I've always found this hilarious. Today I learned if you're holding a radar in your hand, your mini-map will show your radar coverage. I'm actually kind of surprised. They just learned, like, this is pretty obvious. Although if you don't look at your mini-map, like a lot of times if you're concentrating on the main game, you don't really look at your mini-map much. I missed it, but then again, I never looked at mini-maps in any game. I mean, well, yeah, I did, because I'm used to playing games that, like, rely on mini-maps. Like shooters and stuff. But I mean, this is really nice. This has not always been a feature, I don't think. It was introduced like quite a long time ago, but I don't think it's always been a feature. But I mean, if you just don't look at the minimap, I can see how you missed it, or maybe you just glanced and like didn't realize that that was tied to the radar. Definitely possible. Always something to learn, man. Anyway, this is the week's worth, I believe. Really great stuff. As always, again, apologize for the lateness. I promise I'm not making a habit out of it. I'm really. Next time, I think, like, if I have any plans at all for next Sunday, I'll just record this Saturday. I was just, like, Saturday night, I would have had time. I was just like, nah, I can have time to do this Sunday before I, get going with the plans I have. And I didn't. So, that's on me. I apologize, guys. Anyway, it's out now. Hope you enjoyed. And I think that's going to do it. Anyway. Until next time, I look forward to seeing you all. Leave your thoughts below, and do take care.